Namaste, lovely yogis. Today is day 8 of our challenge, repairing our core strength, reconnecting to the core. We'll go back to alignment, very important in any program that requires core or builds core strength. Breathing and alignment and posture are the foundation of the program. Today we're going to focus exactly on that. And we will need a chair for this program. Let's start standing. Feet are hip width apart. Make sure that you know what hip width means for your body. Spread your toes wide open. Press into each four corners of both feet. Take the toes off the floor. Spread them. Place them back down on the floor. Hands over the heart. Take a big breath in. Bring the hands by your sides, by your hips, palms facing forward, so that you can roll the shoulders back and drop them down. Chin parallel to the floor, lengthen through the crown of the head, standing tall, feeling strong in your standing. Take a nice deep breath and exhale. So for the next breath, we're going to bring one hand onto the belly, touching the belly, and one hand just above your heart on the chest, touching the skin, touching your chest. And inhale deeply, exhale. Notice on the next inhalation which hand moves more. Is your belly coming out? Let's breathe into the hand that is touching the belly. And exhale. Great. Now we're gonna move into diaphragmatic breathing. For the purpose, you're gonna come down onto your knees and come down onto your side, lower down, lay onto your back, bring both hands on, one hand onto your belly, one onto your chest, and we're gonna inhale into the hand that is touching the belly. As you exhale, your belly will flatten. As you inhale, your belly will fill up with air and your hands will move up. Let's go for 5 diaphragmatic breaths or belly breaths, breathing into your hand. And again. Beautiful. If you find that you're moving your the hand on your chest is also moving, just work on it. Come back to this class up until you're only moving the belly and the chest is remaining steady. From here, you're going to bring your hands by your sides. You can have the palms of the hands facing each other, which ensures that your chest is open, pressing the outer ends, shoulders down into the floor. Press your lower back into the floor. Pull the belly in and up. And let's bring the hands just on top of you can bring them even under your clothing, on top of, on the sides of your belly, just by your hip bones. And when you contract, feel how the two sides of your abdominals are pulling up. They're activating and pulling up. We did all of this during the pregnancy classes, but if you're joining me just for postpartum, that's the explanation again. You're feeling these bands. They feel like bands on the sides of your belly and they're lifting up. Excellent. Let's contract them 5 times with the lower back pressing into your mat or into the floor. And again. Beautiful. Now we're gonna bring in the pelvic muscles, the pelvic floor, contracting your kegel muscles or mula bandha and pulling the belly button in and up. So the belly button will look like this, in and up, including your pelvic floor. So pressing the lower back into the floor, pelvic floor activated, belly active, Uddiyana bandha or belly button in and up. Five more of those breaths with the kegel muscles, holding the kegel muscles for a count of 5. Beautiful. Now my breath kicks in as the reps go because I stopped talking. So make sure that you really focus on your breath, and that's why I'm not counting for you, so that I can breathe with you. From here we're going to do pelvic tilts with mula bandha or the kegel muscles, pelvic floor contracting. So just that, forget about the belly for the first 10 reps. So pelvic tilt, mula bandha, pelvic floor, release, pelvic tilt, 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 pelvic floor, release. 3 more. Great. Now we're going to include the belly muscles, the TVA. So the TVA is this little muscles that we felt on the sides, this muscle that lifts the belly button in and up. That's your TVA. That's the deep abdominal wall that is wrapping around your midsection, and it's holding your belly tight, giving you a flatter belly and preventing you from lower back pain. It's also toning your organs so that your digestion is better, your internal organs are working properly, your bladder is supported, and issues with incontinence are prevented, not just from the pelvic floor but also from a strong TVA. Both of them work off of each other, so we're working on both of them, and those two are very important in just for us to feel great, feel healthy, be healthy, feel good. Alright, so pelvic tilt, pelvic floor contracts, belly button goes up. 10 more of those, and I'm just gonna breathe with you. I'm not going to count. We're going to do it at our own pace, and I'm just gonna do it with you so we're all reminded about breath. you should be able to always be in a position to contract your pelvic floor and your TVA, deep abdominal wall. Always you should be able in any situation in life. That's why we're training for that. But here for the next 5 repetitions, and in our previous classes I already mentioned it, contract it on the top of the exhalation, because you're not having the pressure of the air inside your belly counteracting that contraction of the belly. So do it on the top of the exhalation during the exercises. Excellent. Now, pressing the lower back into the floor without the lower back removing from the floor, bring your hands on your belly to make sure you're contracting your belly. We're going to do the heel slides. So, feet are in the crunch position, and we're going to take the right leg forward and back. Either keep your heel on the floor or off the floor, depending on where you're at. If you can keep your heel off the floor and not lose any of your alignment, your hips are level and they're not moving, so you're not tilting your body and moving your legs. Everything is very steady. Your hips are not moving. They are they're square, and your lower back is on the floor and your belly is contracted. So it's quite a bit of things to think about. So let's go for 5 heel slides. If you can only do 1 or only do 2, that's fine. Just keep coming back to this class. Opposite side, relax, and again. Beautiful. All right, now you are going to just test and see where you're at. Pull the belly in and up, and you will bring your right hand behind your head. Take the left leg up, look down, and see how far you can go without any of your alignment being ruined. Now this is going to be a exercise we will add later on. This is just a check-in to see how much you can contract and do that. For the next one, again, contract and bring your head off the floor, pulling the belly in, and just hold here, kind of like the Pilates 100s. If any of your alignment is off, skip that. We're gonna do it briefly, not 100, not yet. Pull the belly in and up, hand on the belly for feedback. Peeling the chest, the head, and the shoulders off the floor, so that you're adding challenge to the contraction. Beautiful. Roll onto your side and come up. From here we are going to do a few wall push-ups with the same contractions. So, and actually let's do them chaturangas, so the hands are a little lower. Pull the belly in and up, lower down, anywhere from 5 to 10 reps without losing any of that connection. So let's go for 5 to 10. And push-ups. So for chaturangas, elbows are in. For push-ups, the hands are a little higher and elbows are flaring out. Your chest is open and you're lowering down as one straight line. Imagine that you're a board. Excellent. From here, you're gonna grab a chair, sit down onto your chair, and let's bring the hands onto the belly. Inhale into your belly. And you will exhale, contracting halfway in and then pulsing 5 times in. And release. One more time. Inhale into your belly. Exhale halfway down, contracting your belly halfway. Exhaling completely, contracting the belly halfway, and pulsing in all the way for 5 pulses. One more time. Now, one of my longtime followers, Elisa, she mentioned that she didn't do my pregnancy classes, so if you're just jumping into those core classes, she reminded me to remind everybody every time to know the difference between when you say activate your core, that doesn't mean just squeeze your belly in. That means this is all through all my classes. My pregnancy classes are all about TVA. All my classes always focus on the TVA, but strengthening your core is really not sucking your belly in. So we're not just sucking everything in. You're finding the strength. You're finding the deep abdominal wall, not the rectus, not the six-pack rectus abdominis muscles. We're looking to contract the deep abdominal wall, which is true core strength. That's why you can see really gym people often who look very muscular, who have no core strength and no functional strength, because they never work on the functional muscles, they work on the vanity muscles. We're working on the functional muscles because we want to be healthy and strong, truly strong, and feel good and have good posture. If you have proper breathing, and if you breathe into your diaphragm, and if you focus on core strength, proper alignment, properly picking your baby up, properly handling your baby, and so forth, all of your strength will generally with time come together. So that's what we're working on. We're working on the real strength, on the real core strength, not on just the vanity muscles. They're important too. We'll get to them in some other time. So let's do a few more of those. They're pretty challenging. I will explain them again. Inhale into your belly. I'm actually going to unbutton my shorts. Inhale into the belly, and then when you exhale, pull the belly in and up, and then pulse it 10 times in. Exhaling completely. Pulse the belly button up. Inhale into the belly. Five more of those. Inhaling into the belly. Every time I do a breathing exercises, my cameraman makes me laugh because he does them too. He's behind camera posing his belly. One more. Inhale, get that belly round and big. Exhale, empty that belly. Excellent. Now we're just going to bring the hands on the you can stand for this or stay seated, however you prefer. If you're standing, you can soften the knees and bring your hands onto your belly on both sides. Pull the belly in and up. Release. One more time. Release. Now the next one, when you pull it in and up, feel that you're also closing that gap. If you're working with Diastasis Recti, which is probably why you're doing this class, you can find the muscles in your body that can bring them in together, bring the connective tissue to pull in. So the muscles are pulling in, the connective tissue is shortening. Now we're gonna bring a pelvic tilt because that helps with everything. Not over tilting, not pressing the butt forward, just extending that tailbone down and pulling that belly button comes up and the TVA closes in. All right, let's do anywhere from 1 rep. Really, I can't tell you how many reps to do the first time you're doing this video because you want to progress forward, and you can pause the video in the future and do a little more reps each time. For now, I will do 5 reps with you, and you can either do more or less with time. So let's go. Pelvic tilt, pulling the belly button up and the 2 sides of the abs in. All right, one more time. Excellent. From here we are going to come down onto the floor, onto the side. Stay on your side. Bend the bottom leg, right leg, left leg on top. And we're going to draw circles with the left foot. And at the same time we're holding the belly, activating the TVA. Belly button in and up. Let's go. Change the direction. And I'll turn my back on you for the opposite side. Change direction. Great. From here we will come onto the belly, pull the belly in and up, and come onto all fours. Keeping the spine neutral, pull the belly into your spine, towards your spine. Release, and again. And again. All right, let's do a few stretches. Take your right leg forward, take the left leg back, pigeon, flex the foot, make sure that the hips are level with the floor, lower down. Let's change sides. And since you're here, I'll quickly share something from my day with you, something that is many women that suffer with diastasis recti suffer with body image issues, because it's a hard thing for a woman to go through, because it's a big change in her life and in her body, and it can be pretty challenging to be accepting of your body when there is so much things that changed in your body. And a few things that I can just share is to always understand that you can repair and strengthen any part of your body with time. So to just remind you to be patient, and also to remind you that your value comes from the deeper qualities you develop within yourself. And as we develop love and as we develop groundedness, our core will repair more and more, because the core is first chakra, which is how grounded we are, and second chakra and third chakra. So our own capacity to be able to have willpower and to be able to believe in ourselves feeds into that core strength. Starting to believe in ourselves will build the core, and also us building the core will help us believe in ourselves. So always remind yourself to work on things from many angles, not just the physical, but also trusting in your capacity to rebuild yourself, and trusting that your value comes from different qualities within you, not just the physical, not just the external, and also trusting that everything feeds into each other. The physical work you're putting now will build your character, and your character will repair your body, if that makes sense. And we all deal with all these image issues, body image or self-value and so forth. You're never alone on your journey. Coming out of pigeon, let's come into yogic squat. Come into a squat, hands in prayer. And coming up for just a few squats, hand on the belly button area, so that you know that you're engaging the core, and lower down, come back up, lower down, come back up, lower down, come back up, lower down. Hands over the head, palms pressing into each other, keeping both sides of the torso elongated. Reach over to one side, over to the other, lengthening both sides of the torso. Hand over the third eye, over the heart. Let's bow to our hearts for their forgiveness, compassion, and love. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.